Long ago, before steel bridges crossed rivers and before candles burned behind glass, there was a small village surrounded by green hills and whispering rice fields. In that village lived a poor farmer and his beautiful wife. Their home was small, a hut built from clay and straw, its walls cracked by years of rain and sun. The man worked from sunrise to sunset, his hands darkened by soil, his back bent beneath the weight of his plow. He lived for one purpose only, to make his wife happy. But the woman's heart was a deep, endless well of desire. She loved her reflection more than her husband. Every morning, while he left for the fields with his hoe and worn hat, she sat by the river, staring into the water as if it were a mirror to her vanity. She brushed her long black hair, rubbed her face with crushed rice, and dreamed not of love, but of jewels, perfumes, and silk gowns that shimmered like moonlight. The farmer brought her little trinkets when he could, a hairpin, a shell, a comb made of bone, but every gift only made her hunger for more. "Why can't you be rich?" she would whisper coldly, turning her face away from him. He would only smile, tired but patient, and promise, "Someday, my love, someday I'll give you the life you deserve." But no matter how hard he worked, they remained poor. And her heart remained cruel. The sickness one autumn, as the rains came and the winds grew colder, the woman fell ill. At first it was just a cough. Then came the fever, a fire that refused to die. The farmer brought healers, herbs, and prayers, but nothing helped. Her once beautiful face grew pale and hollow. Her lips, once red, turned gray. Still, she held a mirror even in her sickness, watching as her beauty faded day by day. And then, one night, as the moon hid behind clouds, her hand dropped the mirror, and she breathed no more. The farmer clutched her body and screamed until the hills echoed his pain. He could not eat, could not sleep, could not bear the silence of her absence. For days he sat beside her, whispering her name, waiting for her to open her eyes. But the dead do not answer love, only the gods can. The journey to the gods one dawn, with eyes red and hollow from crying, the farmer made a choice. He would not accept her death. He sold everything he owned, his ox, his plow, his home, and bought a small wooden boat. He wrapped his wife's body in white cloth, laid her gently inside, and pushed off into the river's mist. For days he rowed. Through sunlight and storm, through hunger and exhaustion, his heart beat only one prayer. "Please, let me find the gods." On the seventh night, a thick fog rose around him, so heavy he could not see the water beneath his boat. When the mist finally parted, a mountain appeared before him, tall as the heavens, its peak crowned with lightning. "This must be the home of the gods," he whispered. He carried his wife's lifeless body and climbed. The air grew thinner. The wind howled like spirits mourning. Halfway up, he saw an old man sitting beside a shrine carved into the rock. His eyes were like still water, deep, knowing, endless. "You have come far," said the old man. The farmer fell to his knees. "Please, Great One, bring her back to me. She was my world." The old man studied him for a long moment, then said, "Your love is pure, but love alone cannot defy death. Yet, your devotion moves me." He reached into a small jar of glowing dust and whispered, "I will tell you a secret. Drop 3 drops of your own blood into her mouth. If your love is true, she will return. But beware if she forgets kindness, remind her that she lives only by your blood." The farmer didn't wait another second. He pricked his finger, letting 3 crimson drops fall onto her lips. At first, nothing happened. Then, her chest rose, her fingers twitched. Her eyes fluttered open. "Where am I?" she whispered weakly. The farmer wept, holding her close. "You're home?" he said. "You're alive." The betrayal, they returned to the river, but the world they left behind had changed. The farmer had sold everything. They had no home, no land, no coin. The woman looked around their empty boat, her face tightening. "You brought me back," she said slowly, "but for what? To live in poverty again?" Her husband looked at her, heartbreaking. "I brought you back because I love you," she turned away. "Love doesn't buy silk." Days later, they stopped at a busy river port. While her husband went to buy rice, a grand ship docked nearby, white sails, golden rails, laughter echoing across the water. Its owner was a wealthy merchant, his fingers heavy with rings. When he saw her, he was captivated. "Such beauty doesn't belong to poverty," he said. "Come with me. I'll give you gold, jewels, anything you desire." Her heart, weak to temptation, beat faster. She looked back at her husband's small boat, at his tattered clothes and blistered hands. Then she stepped onto the merchant's ship, and never looked back. When the farmer returned, his wife was gone. He searched for her through cities and temples, calling her name until his voice was dust. But she had vanished, into wealth, into lies, into the arms of another man. A year passed. Then, one evening, in the market of a distant town, the farmer saw her again. She stood dressed in silk and gold, her face painted, her hands glittering with rings. She looked at him as one looks at a beggar. He stepped forward. "Come home," he whispered. "Please." She laughed. "Home? You have nothing." "I live like a queen now." He clenched his fists. "You live because of me. Because of my blood." Her eyes flashed with pride and cruelty. "Oh? Then take it back if you can." She pricked her finger. 3 drops of blood fell onto the ground. In an instant her smile vanished. Her face turned as pale as ash. Her body began to twist, bones cracking, shrinking, until she fell lifeless at his feet. But death was not her end. Her body dissolved into black mist, and from that mist came a small, winged creature. It buzzed weakly around him, landing on his arm. The farmer slapped it away, but not before it bit him, drawing a single drop of blood. As it flew off into the night, he heard a faint whisper in the wind. "Just 3 drops. That's all I need." The legend lives on. From that night onward, people said the air carried a curse. Small flying insects began to appear in every village, tiny, pale, hungry for blood. They would seek sleeping humans, pierce their skin, and drink, as if searching for something lost long ago. Old storytellers still whisper that every mosquito carries her restless spirit, the vain woman who betrayed love, cursed to wander forever, feeding on blood in a desperate attempt to regain her stolen beauty. So when you feel a mosquito bite your skin and you swat it away, remember her story, and be thankful that some loves die only once.